Instead we go, oh, they've just grown up, they're getting older. Yeah. But that's potentially the first indications of pain, the lack of fluid movement, isn't it?
Yep. And just, I never forget when I was really starting to, realize what a big problem this is. And I had an owner came in for an appointment, and her cat was 15. And she quite seriously said to me, and she thought it, she thought she'd made a big breakthrough. She said, finally, and his name was Felix, just common cat name. She said, finally, you know what, Felix, I've trained him not to jump on the counter when I'm getting his cat food ready for him. And she said, finally, all that, no, you can't come up here, is worked. He doesn't come up anymore when I, open the can or the tin. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It's because he can't get up there anymore. Not that finally, after 14 years, he's listening to you. And then I had recently another owner who hadn't really noticed all these slow changes, and we treated her cat for osteoarthritis. It was pretty, severe, and we were doing. I said, choose, one thing that you're going to monitor, and I said, getting up on the cat tree, like see if he can get back up on his cat tree after we really take care of his pain. And then I got an email and it said, "Dear Dr. Robertson, there's a side effect of the treatment that you've given to him." And I'm like, oh. And she goes, "Yeah. So now he's knocking plants off the top shelf again." And I'd forgotten what that's like. When he was young, I remember coming home and there was smashed potted plants and dirt all over. And it hasn't happened for years. And now it's happening again. And she goes, "I'd forgotten that's what he used to do. And now he's back doing that." Yeah. And she said, "So yeah, the treatment has a side effect, but it's really good."
It's a good side effect. It's a positive side effect.
And we just laughed at that one.
Yeah. It's, I don't know the figures off by heart of cats that are on treatment comparative to dogs.
Oh, well, so there's some pretty complicated data, but if in the US we have some very, very big corporate practices, and so they have massive databases with all the entries. And so the data I was explaining, like 90+% of cats have X-ray changes of arthritis. 50% of them actually have clinical pain and mobility issues. And then you look at these massive company databases, and like less than 1% of cats are being seen because of osteoarthritis. So we think that less than 5% of cats that have the disease actually are being treated at the moment.
Wow.
And the whole gap is owner education. Like, what does, cats get arthritis too, just like dogs, just like humans. What does it look like? It's not the same as dogs. This is what you see. And then the group at North Carolina that's led by Dr. Duncan LaSalle's, who's a pioneer in osteoarthritis research. And so his group have come up with a 6 questions that you can ask owners. And it's a screening tool. And if they answer no to any of those questions, it's a red flag. And then you can, arrange to do an orthopedic exam or work up and use other tools. But it's a very, very good screening tools. And those 6 questions, can just be on a mail out to, you have an appointment coming up. Please complete these 6 questions. Email them back. They're so easy. They could do them while they're waiting in the waiting room.
They could be just a little flyer.
Yep. And it's just so simple. And they've proven that those 6 questions will catch most cats.
Yeah. Is it the same as the dog ones? In that there's the dog one.
They're different because it's about jumping up, jumping down, playing with toys, and and so it's and you won't get a lot of false negatives, so it's not going to you're not going to waste your time. So it's a very, very good screening tool to use.
Is that on the painfreecats.org?
I can send it to you.
Yeah, because I'll put it in the link.
Yep, and I'll send you the paper. So they had a very complex questionnaire, and they went everybody's busy. this needs to be good for owners. So they kept on cutting it down, but making sure it was still, sensitive and valid. And it is. It's
Yeah.